So I'm officially out. I've had so many coming outs in my life. It's so ridiculous. I mean, not ridiculous, it's funny in a way. Everything about transition has its humorous parts. Um, but there was a time where I came out as a gay man, um, based on nothing, by the way. Like, no attraction, no experiences, no fantasies, just that I was different, and that was the only way to put a name to it. And I always felt much more at home with both women and often with lesbian women. I can remember a few people in my life. There was Wanda, there was Cass. They were actually an item for a while, but particularly Cass really grooved on me. And we related because we both liked skating, we both liked doing it hard. And may she rest in peace because she did do it really hard. She had tattooed on her scalp, because she shaved her head all the time, the band name Suicidal Tendencies. And unfortunately, her mental health wasn't great. And she got into some problems with the law, and she couldn't see her way out. I remember going to her funeral. It was around Christmas, and God, it was exhausting. But that person was tough and had been through a lot. To get to that point, to make that decision, that was also a tough cookie. They couldn't see their way through. I often wonder what would have happened to Cass if she'd had the, I don't know, resources and fortune of living longer, like a lot of people that I've known over the years that have gone. I don't know what happened with Wanda, but I suspect that she might still be around. You know, and some of these women as well may have transitioned. It's hard to say. I think that when we're trans, we know something about each other. And I feel good around other trans people, whether they be trans masc or femme or non binary. There's no one quite like us. We transition because we want a better life. We don't want to keep living, as if like we're not alive, really. I think I'm ready for the next phase. I think I'm ready to also come out as a lesbian. Um, I don't really feel. Well, I mean, through this transition, I actually feel more and more like any kind of attraction to men. It's gone. And it's, believe you me, a fraught issue. First of all, to identify as trans, as a trans woman, and then as lesbian. There are people who say that we're two types of impossibility. But I know there are women, cis or otherwise, out there that get it. And I was always this way. I was always that boy, B-O-I. And I'm definitely becoming more of that boy, B-O-I. In that sense, not much of me has changed. Some things are changing, and, like my body, and I'm much happier about that. But the part that makes me a little bit frustrated is not being able to, at this point, strike out and say, you know what's past is past, and I'm ready to be in a relationship. And then I think, who would have me? I mean, that's very withering, isn't it, to say that? But I really do want these things in my life. I want to feel like I am part of something, a community, but also being in good, supportive relationships where we just move on along the same groove. And women of any stripe tend to communicate better than a lot of men. I don't want to say that men don't, that no men do, but I just don't really want to spend my life under a man's thumb. I mean, do I want to live under anyone's thumb? As long as it's not a big thumb. A like thumb, how about that? But yeah, I mean, you got to have guts to own up to these things. And, you know, being lesbian and being able to say it, being able to come out a third time, that's part of it. It is part of it. I want a future. I want a romantic future. I want a meaningful future. I want to have experiences. I want to have fun. The things I deny myself a whole lot, because priorities have always been earning money, keeping on with work, getting some kind of achievement out of all that. But at the end of the day, all those things were pinned on me as reasons to show my value. And like with all of us, we have inherent value. And we are lovable. You know, trans or not. Like, this is not just a trans issue. But I would like to experience that. I'd like to have someone in my life that actually values me for me and you know, like, goes after me, that loves me. Because I'm a better person in that context. I open up and I can be a really good partner. Of course, I can learn things and pick up my pace and pull my socks up for the things that perhaps I don't always do very well, right? I've just been kind of without love for the past 10 years. And I saw an article by a woman about this, and she's written a book about it. I think her name's Hagen. Can't remember her first name. Involuntary celibate. A friend to me, okay, I'm not an incel, okay? And I've never had a high libido. I'm very much like touchy-feely and, you know, true love kind of BS. I'm the sort of person that I'm very romantic. And I sort of feel like cut off at the root when I don't get to be that person for someone else as well. And that's where my last 10 years have gone. It's been like being in solitary confinement and in a relationship that's not working, where I just give. And I care about that person. I'm not condemning them. But it's time to shift gears, and it's time to open myself up to what I truly feel and what I truly need and what I truly want to be involved in as an exchange. This is my comfort level. I prefer the company of other women like me. So, anyway, this is not a dating site, but I wanted to put it out there because there's nothing wrong with being who I am, with my mix of masculinity and what we call femininity, my way of being. I like those qualities in women as well.